And we definitely saw from the heart signal section, I said the heart signal sext? Excuse me guys, I'm so sorry. This is a PG-13 channel, I'm so sorry. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bree with an E, and today I'm back reviewing another episode of Heart Signal Season 4. Today we're going to be talking about episode 12. I know it seemed like a lot of time has gone by since I've talked about Heart Signal on my channel. I went on vacation the past 2 weeks ago, and then last week for episode 11, I just didn't feel it necessary to talk about that episode because not a lot happened, and I definitely didn't want to jump on camera talking for 5 minutes. But I'm glad to be back today to talk about episode 12. Episode 12 was indeed jam-packed like I thought it would be. In this episode, we saw the day trip dates, and wow, I feel like as far as we are in this process, right, of this show, it's episode 12. We are literally like 2 or 3 episodes out from the finale. I feel like we should be seeing some couples being cemented. At this point, I just feel like we're a little bit behind because there are like no solid couples. Like everyone seems to be in this unrequited love situation, and it's quite bothersome. I haven't seen past seasons of Heart Signal, the Korean version. I started by watching Heart Signal, the Chinese version, and that version is completely different. There are a lot of more couples being made towards the end of the show. But so in this episode, we had our day trip dates. I figured we discuss the dates in the order that they happened, of course. So our first date we saw was Jiwon and Jimin, and this date it took me by a surprise, okay? Compared to their first date where Jimin was just really laying it out there, her feelings and how she's felt about Jiwon this entire time, and Jiwon kind of processing all of those feelings for the first time. I think he had an idea that Jimin liked him and had a little bit of attraction to him, but I think from that date, the vibes just weren't there. It was very clear as day that why do I keep mixing up the names? It's very clear that Jiwon was fully interested in Jiyoung at that moment. So I feel like Jiwon definitely came into this date a little bit more open, a little bit more interested. I don't think overall that from this date, especially with the little time they have left now, that Jiwon is gonna ultimately pursue Jimin after this. I still think he's still gonna follow his heart towards Jiyoung. Those feelings, of course, just don't disappear over a day or a night. And we definitely saw from the heart signal section, I said the heart signal sext? Excuse me guys, I'm so sorry. This is a PG-13 channel, I'm so sorry. From the heart signal text she sent at the end of the night, it's clear she is more attracted to Hoo-shin at the moment, or has feelings more towards Hoo-shin. So I'm in full support of that as well. But our next date we had was Gyeore and Jumi. And Gyeore and Jumi, honestly, I'm a little confused, okay? Because in episode 9, was it? I think that was the last time I talked about Heart Signal. In episode 9, Gyeore and Jumi kind of went on a date where they had a conversation basically where I thought Gyu-rae friend-zoned Jumi or expressed to her that it just wasn't going to happen between them because his feelings for Jiyoung were so far along, or something of the nature, right? I thought that's what we saw, but it seems like in this episode, in their date, it seems that the door kind of reopened just based on the events of last episode, where Gyu-rae, like I said, kind of found out that Jiyoung was playing him, but that she just wasn't as interested in him as she thought. I don't want to say he fully closed the door on his feelings towards Jiyoung, but I think he definitely became a little bit more open. So it just really depends. I think Gyu-rae, I want to say he's open, and he's kind of shown that he's open with his heart signal text he sent at the end, but he even still is showing so much care towards Jiyoung. The moment Hoo-shin and Jiyoung came back from their date and she was shivering cold, he gave her blankets. But I really do hope Gyu-rae will give Jumi a chance. I felt like they had such a strong first date way back when, some various episodes ago, where, he kind of got really emotional with her. I thought that could be the start of them building a relationship together, but I was wrong. Jumi has fully expressed herself at this point. It's kind of up to him now. I do hope that they do go on that date that he talked about having with her. You know, it's just all about timing, and I think this is the right time for Gyu-rae to potentially pursue something with Ju-mi. Next, one of our most confusing dates of the episode, we had Ming-yu and Yi-su's date. And Ming-yu, from the very start of this episode, he was giving me very confused vibes, more so than the recent episodes. When they were choosing the dates that they wanted to go on, it felt like a little part of him wanted to choose Jiyoung's date. It didn't seem like he was fighting for the chance to go on the date with Yisu. He just kind of waited for Hoo-shin to decide, because I know that he knows Hoo-shin really likes Jiyoung at the moment, as do all of the guys in the house pretty much. So it was interesting to see him not be so decisive with which date he wanted to go on. He just kind of waited for Hoo-shin to pick, and then he was just gonna take whatever was left over. So there was no kind of drive or any kind of urgency for him to pick, knowing Yisu was one of the dates, which was very interesting. So when they had their date, something was just off automatically, especially on their bus ride over, when he finally realized and got that, you know, clear confirmation that the other date that he had the option for was Jiyoung, and he seemed a little bit regretful, it looked like. I don't know, but he was confusing me, because here he is in the past episodes pulling back from Jiyoung again, and in front of her face flirting with Yisu and getting closer with Yisu, only to then have, you know, those same reservations again in this episode of wanting to talk to Jiyoung again. And I'm just like confused. What does he want to talk to Jiyoung about again? Like when Yisu and Mingyu sat down and he expressed, you know, to Yisu, would you support me if I chose someone else in the end? Which is a really questionable question to ask the girl you've been hitting it off with recently. You know, that's a weird question. Look, it definitely felt like throughout this episode he was kind of doubling back on his feelings, or having some doubts creeping in about if he really wanted to pursue Yisu or not. It seemed like he wanted to get more closure with Jiyoung, even though I don't understand Mingyu, honestly. He has gone on so many dates with Jiyoung. Jiyoung has quite literally given him everything she can give him. She's expressed her feelings, her heart, wholeheartedly, and he's the only one who has been pulling back and creating distance between them, playing this game of being hot and cold with her. So I'm just super curious as to what he has left to say to Jiyoung. Like, why does he need another day with her? Like, how much more clarity does he need? Why does he have so many doubts still left with Jiyoung? So I am worried for Yisu and Jiyoung, because at this point Mingyu doesn't know what he wants. Like, he needs to settle and come to terms with his feelings, acknowledge them, and not run from them. Maybe he's running from his feelings from Jiyoung. I don't know what it is, but he just needs to fully embrace and accept what his heart is telling him and go towards it. But lastly, in this episode, we also had our date between Jiyoung and Hoo-shin. And I really just want to say, I'm in full support of Jiyoung and Hushin being Endgame. It's very comfortable and easy. Not easy in that it's boring, but that it's exciting. It's exciting seeing them hang out, because they genuinely just seem to have so much fun with each other. They genuinely just seem to enjoy each other's presence so much. So the day portion of the date, while they were doing these various different activities, they looked so cute together. They looked so compatible as well. I really like them together. So seeing the ending conversation that they had at the end of the night, it really kind of struck me in a very sour way, because it's clear as day that Jiyoung is not over Mingyu, and in fact I think she realized even more so in this date that, you know, no matter how closed off Mingyu is with her, she's still gonna be like fully interested in him and him only. But so yeah, I think this date kind of ended on a sour note for me, because they had a very great day portion of their date, and then to come to the dinner conversation where they started talking about Mingyu, and you could just see Hoo-shin kind of lose hope in his eyes for them ever like being together, or the potential of Jiyoung opening her heart up to him. It just seems she's so hung up on Mingyu, and it was very heartbreaking to see Hoo-shin kind of lose the light in his eyes, basically. It just seems he's definitely come to the realization that Jiyoung is always gonna be for Mingyu. So in episode 13, our next episode, it seems like things are gonna get even messier. Things are gonna get even more tangled. It looks like Mingyu pulls Jiyoung for another conversation. And I even see Jiyoung has tears in her eyes. And it better not be from Mingyu, or else we're actually gonna have problems, Mingyu. We're squaring up. I truly think this next episode is gonna be a game changer. And it's really kind of gonna cement some couples finally, or cement some people's true feelings. True feelings are going to be brought out, and we're going to finally kind of see some people settling, I hope. But yeah, let me know your predictions for this next episode. Let me know your thoughts overall over episode 12. Are you just as fed up with this Mingyu, Jiyoung, Yisu love triangle, or I guess square now with Hoo-shin? Who do you want Jiyoung to end up with? Do you want her to end up with Hoo-shin or Mingyu? I'm kind of leaning towards Hoo-shin because Hoo-shin knows how to treat her right, okay? Just let me know all your thoughts down below. Yeah, that concludes our talk for episode 12, guys. Please, if you haven't already, do make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me so much. You can also help me out by hitting that subscribe button and also turning on post notifications so that you never miss another upload. I'm going to be continuing to talk about the Heart Signal series through and through until the final episode. We're getting so close to the end, so there's definitely a lot you don't want to miss. And while you're here, you might as well check out some of my other content I've been posting on my channel. Recently, I just finished wrapping up my review on 19 and 20, the youth Korean dating series on Netflix. And you can also check out my content reviewing The Summer I Turned Pretty on Amazon Prime. It's a great show. But that being said, guys, I thank you so much for tuning in to another video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!